Episode 5 tonight. Let's do this. Welcome back to Nightmare Paradise. I'm your DM, Arcaeus. With me is back my fellow dreamers. Hopefully to get a new name. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Let's see what happens. But last we left off, whenever meeting, in the case of Mysterious Man, they met a person, Cyninnical. Cyninnical is he's a big guy, very big guy, about 8 foot big, 7 to 8 foot, almost, fallen to Asimir. After threatening a guy for stealing his blade, these set of adventurers went straight to his shop in the port town of, well, not really port town, since they were already in the port town, the more richer side of town of Avon called Shimmer Glitter. Fuck off, Becca. Reason why it is called Shimmer Glitter is because the Australian lights bounding off of this part of Avon. It's why it's named Shimmer Glitter, not because of a My Little Pony character. Becca. Laughing her butt off over there. Root beer. But
actually, I have Gatorade.
Shush. You're banned. You're grounded.
And chop.
We then partake to where they're inside his house, and they figure out whenever Demi realizes his face that he is the person that made her weapon. Sorry about that. If the camera pans off and on, my bad. I had to fix a few things on my side. But figure out that he is the creator of Thornpiercer, Demi's weapon, to where it shapeshifts and transforms. And I am using the Thornpiercer weapon stats from the person who created it. I had the name written down, but I can't find it anywhere. So I think I'm going to put a link down to the weapon. The weapon is beautiful in the artwork along with it. It is a very beautiful and amazing weapon. And I'm going to be using a different system if they were to ever get in combat, using a different system of the weapon. But they met the weapons dealer and a little bit of his family, to where they see two small children and his wife being helped by Theramore, taking them upstairs. They begin to question how much price-worthy of the weapons are, or what they're trying to get. We're going to continue off from the bargaining side of getting weapons, to where Theramore finally walks down,
yes.
And Ymira thanks you for helping her out, Theramore.
No, there's no issue about that.
Those girls are usually very tough to get down for another sleep, but thank you. I cannot grant you much more greetings or anything. Where you go down and you're back in a room to where you see Cyninnical still sitting in his chair as there's weapons just straight all around, and he starts wiping his nose again as soon as you come down. Where you guys are like, okay, go ahead and choose any type of weapon that you want.
If I recall, the weapon I was looking at was a little too expensive for my tastes. So,
Well, the weapon that you were trying to look for had to be actually made, to where you wanted it to be transformed into anything. Now, he can do elemental, just base elemental rapiers, but the thing that you were asking for, to where it has style of change of whatever effect that you want, that is going to take time, where he actually has to make it.
In that case, I'm going to ask him, do you happen to have just any kind of elemental rapier? It doesn't have to be changing elements, just one of any kind.
Yeah, I still have them, yes.
Now, the reminder, I'm still pretty broke, so I may not be able to afford it.
Well, when it comes to the elemental weapons, if you just ask for a standard rapier, all that, any type of standard weapon, being simple, martial, in the range of the simple and martial as well, or exotic, they still go like right around the same price range of like 8 to 10 to 12 to 20 gold pieces. But for the elemental effects, I have to be a little bit more, what's the term? A little bit more, a little more strict on the matter. Depending on what weapon that you want, and like what element stacked onto said weapon, the price tends to go up. It's more exquisite. Now, if it's a rapier with force, lightning, like any type of element, standard 100 gold pieces.
What if I had the rapier and just wanted it enchanted?
Enchantments. How many gold pieces do you have on you?
I have 49 and change.
That's a good estimate. It depends on which element that you want on said rapier that you have.
Let's see.
I will say to the fact that the enchantment, I'm gonna drive you a bargain since this is your guys' first time here. I'll give you half the price of what a regular enchantment does around here. But it depends on what enchantment that you're trying to get.
Under.
Gotta take a bite of a burk.
Thinking of Thunder rapier.
Thunder, it's a good 25 gold pieces.
Sold, and I hand him my rapier.
Alright. You see him grab the rapier with one hand, wipes his nose again, and looks at his wife. Can you go give me a cup of water, please?
Yeah, remember to stay hydrated.
What kind of bows do you have?
You got your standard.
Listen to this, Falchion.
You got your standard short bow. You got your standard long bow. I have a few soldier bows. Now there is another bow I've been working on, but I doubt with your stature you can probably rock it.
What do you mean?
He immediately, to where like again, his wife goes to give him like a cup of water as he's starting to work on the enchantment. To where he's looking around for a book. Okay, and like kind of like coaxes, tears out like a page from a book, closes it, wraps it around the rapier, goes to the furnace, bites his thumb where a little bit of blood as he runs it through the blade where the paper coaxing and sticks it straight through the furnace. Where he like wraps up his finger a little bit, letting it dry.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls a
Technically,
lever.
one of the only weapons that Thermorph can use.
Repeat that again, Becca.
A bow is one of the only few weapons Thermorph can use.
You see him pull a lever to where his hammers were, switches out to like a standardized bow. It looks like standard bow. A few archery bows like we had from high school, like the mechanical ones, or the more advanced bows, as like I call them, the AV bows.
Excuse me. Shit.
Earthquake.
I'm just sitting here snacking on orange chocolate and drinking my great Powerade.
And you see him look over. You see a bow twice the size of your stature and Falchion's stature.
Oh, that's definitely made for someone just a little taller than I am.
Yep, it's called the Goliath.
Oh.
I see why.
Mainly to the sense.
Interessant.
Mainly to the sense when it comes to the Goliath. Even though it's big for its stature, it has very special property. Now, I do have a few crossbows.
I can't use crossbows. I'm
Well, you hit the
not
switch.
exactly strong enough to. No, I'm not exactly strong enough to hold them up.
Well, I have like a few
I'm
wrist
just a little
cross. I do have like a few wrist crossbows and like just like a regular light crossbow you can hold with one hand.
um.
Or do you want
I
this
think
model of the crossbow? As you see him pull out like a little bracer that has like a little small like dart forming on the top of it, in a sense.
I. What kind of daggers do you have?
Daggers.
Yeah,
You see him pull
I could
out
use a new blade.
like he pulls out like a few like standard like typical daggers, like typical D&D daggers. You see a cambret, one of the old military style daggers. You have a finessable, throwable daggers, like the little bit smaller in size, and you see a few kunais.
Hmm. Um, I'm just going to take one of the more prettier looking daggers.
Well, which one in for effect, quote unquote, pretty to your eye, or pretty towards more style wise?
Just prettier to like my eye, like something that's gonna touch the eye.
Give me an insight.
Okay. Alright. Like that's gonna be a 10.
The ones catching your eyes are the kunai.
Okay.
Picking up the kunai,
She's done.
in
Go
a
ahead.
like picking up the kunais, they're like the damage wise when it comes to kunais, they're typical throwing daggers. To a sense of, mm, if you were to full on like throw this, you could throw like another one on that same on the same first action and not like doing like a whole entire like dagger like throwing one on an action then throwing one on a bonus action. These things are really light and pretty much more finesse than regular daggers. Like
Okay.
there's weight towards
And,
them but like not too much weight.
and before we I have a blade I can't use, and she's gonna pull out a sickle. Like I feel like you probably it's just a standard sickle. I feel like you could probably do something better with this than I could.
All right, you kind of see him like pick up throw this pick up the sickle and like just like
It's
forces
never
it
been used.
like forces it straight on to like the thing to where like it kind of like clips the wood a little bit. All right, do you want how much change? Like, what do you want to change in when it comes to the sickle? Do you want it in copper or silver?
Oh, I was just giving it to you. I wasn't expecting anything back.
If anything, like it's a even trade in, but there's change on the side.
I guess silver.
All right, guys, just gotta roll real quick.
I wasn't expecting anything. She was just trying to be nice because she doesn't use it. She can't use it.
Gain back 8 silver as change.
Okay.
Amir goes up with the water, and you see him like take the water and like wrap out like a little cloth, put like a little substance inside the water, shakes it around, and starts drinking. Okay, your enchantment. As he's doing that, as he like finishes gulping the water, goes over back to the blade, takes out the rapier, and immediately walks past the both of you. and kind of like shoots outside and like just starts calculating to where he holds out the rapier. As the paper starts burning all the way from where the heat is, then you see a booming of thunder striking out of the blade.
That's
Oh,
dope.
nice.
That's for me, homie. That's not for you.
No, I'm just saying it's dope. It's your lightning sword that you ordered.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I look.
As it strikes out, you see him like walking in a little bit, grabs the sheath, clips it back onto the rapier, and like wraps it up in like a little ring of cloth. You have you said thunder or lightning?
Thunder.
Alright,
Thunder.
booming of
Strike.
thunder. You have your thunder rapier. Add an additional d6
Dope. Of the elemental damage.
of the elemental damage. Yes.
Hey.
Now, for you, Aarakocra,
Falchion. What kind of longbows do you have? Elemental enchantment. Because I would like to get
would you
a
like to-
longbow.
like the longbow with the enchantment, or do you want to enchant your longbow?
If I could, I would like to enchant the longbow I have.
Yeah, I can do that. Depends on which element that you want.
How about? How can you give me a price range on all the elements? Which one is the least expensive? Like from least expensive to most.
Least expensive would be acid.
Acid.
Yeah, the acid. Even with like the half coverage I'm giving you for you guys as first, like either enchantment or buying a weapon, it's only going to one, not multiple. It would be because the original price for the acid upgrade was a good standard 35. Since I'm cutting it in half, it's going to be a good solid rounding up to about 16, 17 gold pieces.
Believe it or not, fellas, I actually have like only 13 gold because they swiped the gold that I had.
Oh boy.
I only
Looks like
had
somebody has
13
to
gold
pay
for
for you.
it. I'll just
offered
wave
to
my
help
hand.
pay, but I feel like Falchion would be very offended by that. Or
No.
his
I'm
ego
looking
would
at it, I'm
be
digging into
hurt.
my pockets, and I just hear a faint jingle,
No,
and I just sigh.
no, I
Is
did
there
I
mention
raise
anyone
this.
my
that
hand
could
up, I
slip in
just
like an
wave.
extra like 10 gold pieces into his pocket?
I did mention if you have something to trade in equal value, I would still take that as payment coverage.
I don't have that.
You don't have any daggers, a spare bow, no swords.
This bow is not
Extra
spare.
dagger.
I don't have such luxury to have that many things.
You don't carry a dagger.
I have a spare
A
dagger
trophy.
if need be.
Although, as I just take out a healing potion,
Healing potions are going to get you about 3 gold a pop.
I just wave him off and say, I could get more somewhere else.
Alright, so
I'll just say, I've been fine without enchantments thus far. I think I'll be okay.
You could always come back when you have more money, yeah? I didn't know you were so worse for wear, brother.
Man, I looking at my gold, I could seriously pay for it if he, but I don't think Falchion would appreciate it.
Do it, teacher. Do it, you won't.
Uh,
well, it's true because you really
you said
didn't.
it was just 15?
Yeah, like
15, 16?
15, 16, 17, depending on which enchantment he wants. Because the max one, if you get like a longbow of force, it's a little bit more higher.
I mean, I have some gold to spare if you really want this, Falchion.
Like, which element do you want for your bow?
I mean, the acid one sounds okay, but from what I'm thinking, it probably won't be very useful
Like,
against the people that we're fighting.
acid isn't the only thing that he's mentioning. For the fact, he said you asked from the lowest price to the highest. He did say acid is the lowest. There's more elements than just those two you just listed off.
How expensive is Radiant?
Radiant is pretty much in the middle way because it's a combination of both acid and fire in a sense. So, well,
Pretty much, yeah.
acid, fire, and thunder.
Or about the same price, 50 gold?
50 gold cut in half is 25 gold pieces. Because again, I'm giving you guys a little discount. This is your first.
I look at Theramore and I say, is it okay if you give 12 gold? That'll be the difference.
Yeah. I'm fine with doing 12 gold. So I'm still above 250.
All right.
I say, well, thank you. I will gladly take that.
And your bow.
All right.
As you guys mark. All right.
Yeah.
Falchion mark 13.
I'm marking down 12.
All right. But yeah.
I'm at 286.
You see him looking at you, Falchion. Hand me your bow.
I'll give it to him.
He takes your bow to where he starts thinking, and you ask for Radiant.
True, I did ask for Radiant. Radiant would be good.
He immediately snaps your bowstring.
Huh?
Throws
he's putting a new string on it.
He throws the bow into the pit with the broken bowstring to where he has like the fire, and he is looking around. He grabs like the paper with a little bit of the thunder enchantment and adds a little bit of acid by taking a little bit of sodium, a little bit of baking soda powder, throws it into the furnace, and immediately like closes the hatch. To where he's looking at all of you. I advise you close your ears.
I plug them. Okay.
As do I.
As he does that, you guys hear it sounds like a high-pitched whistle coming from a train from a little tea kettle, and literally breaks, screeching, like screeching out as mist is coming out.
Oh dear.
And putting out straight to where he opens up the hatch, grabs his mitts, grabs a bow, puts on another drawstring, goes outside, pulls back to where you hear a crackling form of smite in the air. To where you kind of see him immediately toss it up in the air, grabs like a little pail of water outside, splashes it onto the bow. As you kind of see the whole bow is glowing as you see runes written all around, wrapping around the whole entire bow. As he catches it, heads back inside, goes to you, Falchion, and throws you the bow.
Nice.
New and improved.
So it just deals extra damage on a hit?
Extra damage on a hit. An additional for UCC Radiant.
I'm editing this now.
It's going to be a D8 because I'm using the Pact of Smite with the bow, since it's going to be doing Radiant.
Yeah. It's just a smite?
Yeah, because Radiant is a form of Smite, so using it into the sense, it's going to be a D8 of Radiant.
Hey. Well, yours is a little bit stronger than mine, but hey, I can't complain. That is a really cool looking bow.
It is very nice.
To where as soon as you were getting your bow, you see like you are missing a bowstring for some reason.
Huh?
Wait, it still doesn't have the bowstring.
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's magical, isn't it?
As soon as you take an arrow and try to draw, you see a foaming loom of string pull back as soon as you line it up straight into your bow.
So it's like a magical string.
Awesome.
Yep.
That's cool.
That would
I
be
say,
nice.
well, Theramore, thank you very much.
You see Demi look at all of you. I did tell you this man knows his stuff.
Indeed, he does.
Looking at you, again, Theramore, like, you sure you just want the kunais?
It would be nice not to have to replace the bowstring on my bow as often as I have to. I don't want any enchantment, just, the magical string part of it.
So basically, like, a little boost of the weapon, like a +1.
Well, if that's what the magical string does to it, I just hate replacing the damn string.
Mainly to the sense, like, I'll give you the clarity, Gabe, your bow, like your longbow, isn't a +1, it's just like a standard magical bow. But Theramore...
So it'll do magical damage instead of, like, piercing. It's like magical piercing.
It does the piercing and, like, the additional elemental damage.
Nice. How much elemental exactly?
A D8.
I got a D8.
So every time I hit something, I'll also roll a D8 for radiant damage?
Yep, because it's bonus
Yeah.
damage.
Or is it only like an active effect that I have to activate?
No,
It just happens?
It just happens because it's damage-wise.
Nice. I'll note that I roll extra D8 radiant damage.
Now, if you just want the magical bowstring attachment to it, it'll be like a +1 for you, Theramore.
Alright.
I get it, because
That's fine.
it's still a common bow. It's not a magic bow.
You
I
see
mean, I
the-
already get like a +2 to mine, so it's an extra, so it's gonna be like a +3.
you see it like,
So it's
right?
an Elven bow.
Right, let me see your bow then.
She handed her on over.
Alright, and it'll be a good 15 gold pieces. It's full price, by the way.
Still not
Cause-
a problem for her.
Right.
Still not a problem for her. She hands it over.
Like, hands over like the gold pieces. You see him like on the counter. It goes back to the furnace, and you full on just see him immediately stick his hand straight into the cauldron.
I don't know if that's. You know what? I ain't gonna question it.
Like, where he like fully releases his arm as it's coated from his fingers to like the tips of his fingers of like magma as he goes over and writhes through like the loom of the string of the bow as it snaps, and a little essence beams from the placement to where you kind of just like see him tap inside like the little bow, then like pulls the string twice to where you see a flare of the string is there. To where he tosses it straight back to her towards you, Theramore. Got a +1 bow now.
Her bow now is a +7.
Dope. That's dope.
Now for you, big guy. As he's looking at Tarvold.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks to where Tarvold's like, what type of style of blades do you have? As you see him like dish out the pile. Alright, so looking at your standard short sword, long sword. I have a few broadswords, great swords, claymores. Falchion.
Oh.
So, like, what type are you looking for?
Well, I'm looking at my pockets. I don't have any more money.
Not you, the blade falchion.
Oh, the blade falchion?
Yes.
Oh, that's what weapon Tarvold uses?
No, he's looking at the weapons. Cyninnical listed
Oh.
out. Cyninnical listed out the weapons. A falchion is actually on the table.
Dang, you got debated.
Dang, I heard Falcon and I was like, oh?
This is why you
Me?
shouldn't name your. This is why you should name yourself after a freaking weapon.
Well, it's because that was customary as in his tribe.
Oh, dang, he backstory dropped. We didn't even have to try very hard for that one.
Oh yeah.
Y'all don't know this. Your characters don't know this.
Okay.
Fair.
Yeah, but Gabe.
We didn't know.
Yeah, but Gabe ran his mouth to where the players actually know now.
I mean, the characters don't know. If y'all are
are
good at role playing, then I don't have to worry about anything. GG.
I am like getting like the try the right stuff to where he's pointing at a great sword. It says, "Make it to where it's enough to carve straight through a lot of meat." To where Cyninnical looks at him with a flare. "Oh, the bastard has returned."
Ah, Austin has returned.
For the time being.
Yeah. It was,
We're just discussing how your character is gonna get weapons.
yeah. Because I was yeah, I got you.
I see a ceiling.
I literally thought he was about to leg drop me. He just placed his phone down. Leg drop! Towards the sentence, you see everybody just like clarifying for you. Everybody has got like special weapons imbued with enchantments too.
Okay, you'll have to repeat most of that because I couldn't hear you.
Everybody has gotten weapons already, and they're already riddled with enchantments. Saw Green has a Thunder Rapier. Falchion has a Radiant longbow. Faramore has a +1 longbow. What would Tarvold like? Would he like a regular blade with an enchantment, or would he rather enchant his blades?
Wouldn't mind having like the frost axe, like a +1 frost axe.
No, that's going to be a little bit expensive. I would say for the fact, would you like it as like a regular size axe or a great axe?
Like a battle axe, because he used the battle axe.
You can see him like go to like a shelf to where he actually has one of those. Places it right on the table. I did mention to you guys, like your friends, to where it'll be half price. So round into a good 150.
Okay, I don't know how much gold my character has.
But
Like,
if you're willing to do a trade of equal value, or enough to like slimmer the price.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Torvald still has his old holy symbol in his bag.
Is it like the regular chain or rosary?
I'm pretty sure, like, it just said holy symbol, so it's probably like a holy symbol attached to like maybe a chain.
Alright. You seem like it's able to knock down the price a little bit to where it was 150, kind of like rounding down to a good 141.
My character might be able to do that. I don't know. I don't know what's happened. I've been busy.
It's fine. They were just like browsing around for like.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Reese, if you do, Reese send me his sheet, so you don't have to like worry as much.
You said you weren't able to access it last time.
Yeah, I wasn't able to access it the last time. We have technical difficulties at the Book of Arcaeus.
Have you had? Have they been paid at all this session?
The seats. They have not left yet, but you guys were paid last time.
Okay, how much were we paid?
It was, if I'm correct, it was 50 each. Because it was
50 each.
Because it was just Dire Wolves.
Well, then we got robbed too.
Yeah, you got robbed for like a little bit of gold pieces, though.
I mean, he has 50 on him right now.
50 is able to knock it down to like a good slim cast has to do math. 91, I believe. But Theramore mentioned that she could pay.
I also have a wooden stake if
That knocks it down to 2, so 89.
if Theramore wants to pay the rest of the 89, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Alright,
I'm
Go
going
on,
to
money bags.
I'm also going to set down a dagger that I don't use.
Alright, so it's gonna knock down the price. 8 gold pieces down from the price, so quick
I
math.
also have 4 javelins.
That also would help, so 5 apiece for those. Quick math.
Okay.
Twins, I need help. 79. No, not 79. 81 minus 8. Minus
That's
5.
73.
Right, minus 5.
Okay. 68.
Minus 5.
Again? Wait, how many minus 5?
Because he has 4 javelins, correct?
Yeah, 4, so it'd be minus 20 in total.
So minus 20 in total. So
53?
53. Yes,
53, so 3 gold pieces off. Oh, no. That's actually within your gold piece, right?
Well, it's 3 off of my gold pieces.
It's 3 off your gold pieces. Alright.
I also
Friends,
have a...
my life savings totals to 4 silver.
Mine is 271 gold pieces and is 8 silver pieces.
Okay, so
Thermore,
Kaz knows
why
what
are
he's
you
gonna
so
name this.
stacked?
I know what I'm now gonna name this whole entire episode. Bargaining system.
I also have this...
Because she's an aristocrat, that's why.
I also got a spear that I don't use.
Knocks it down to 12.
Okay. So just remove the spear, the javelin, and the gold, and everything should be good? And the holy symbol?
In the holy symbol.
Okay.
So, that's all the way to 44? Yeah, I think it'd be 44.
Yeah, 44 gold? I got you, brother.
44 gold. Bargaining system took way longer than it needed to be.
I hopped into fucking barter.
Does Theramore have to do anything?
It was just a
no,
dagger, so you're fine.
Yeah. That helps. So, like, am I changing the axe I already have on character?
Alright, you're gonna have to change the axe to, like, the battle axe of cold, to where it's gonna do, like, the standard damage, but it's going to do an additional D6, but it's plus 1.
So, 1...
Yep.
Damage one.
You know, if we ever want to leave the island, Theramore has plenty of the money to cover.
Okay, I'll like write it down in my notes or something. Or like, how much damage? Are we just saying the whole axe was cold damage?
I'm gonna do the thing. It's gonna be the regular battle axe damage, which is how much?
It's a D8 if it's one-handed, D10 two-handed.
All right, so it's gonna be like the regular battle axe damage plus a D6 of cold.
Okay, plus a D6 of cold. Okay.
Yep.
That's fine. I'll have to get like a. Okay, let me do.
I'm most likely done having to edit my character sheet. I'm putting it back in the sheet.
Hey, Theramore, you want to just like make it rain real quick? Could you bless me with something, money-wise?
Nope, because you broke it.
No.
That's why I'm asking to be blessed. You don't understand? I'm asking for his blessing.
I kind of earned all this. Sorry.
Nah.
All right. If anything, that's all I need you for, just in case Tarvold wanted a weapon.
Okay, yeah, I've customized the axe I have. I named it Axe of Cold. It's a +1, so it's an extra +1 to hit, and it does a +1 damage. Plus, I have on notes a 1d6 cold.
All right. If anything, and again,
All right. About to say, I want the character to have something else, but that's something I can discuss with you later down in levels.
Yep. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, we'll have to get together like before a session or something and discuss because I figured it'd really help with the character. So.
All right. Thank you.
But not a problem. I'm going to eat dinner, get dressed for work, and go to work. So.
All right. Tune in and send me his sheet.
Yeah, I'll send it to you through. I'll send it through Discord and see if you can access it. I'll copy the thing like I did last time and send it to you. If it doesn't work, I'm sorry.
It's fine. I'll work through it.
Okay.
Deuces.
I'll see y'all later.
I see ya, boo.
Where is Blood's root beer going? You got jokes, man. Because I'm drinking root beer. All right, Felchin dies of a heart attack.
Oh no. Oh no, I've been had.
So, what's next, y'all? Like, what do we do now?
Well, knowing you guys, you probably have questions.
We need a job.
Fix your mic.
Well,
Oh, my bad. Hang on. First things first, we need a job. Like, seriously, I am broke beyond belief.
The Cynical looks at all of you, and not for some reason.
I'm very broke.
well, I mean, you do have a missing blade that we could try and find.
Are you saying we could work for Cynical?
Are you trying to work
Well,
for
I mean,
me?
he just needs.
I mean, yes,
No,
I would
I'm
love
just
the
saying we
opportunity. What? Are you
Oh.
kidding?
Well, hold on.
I don't know, 'cause I don't know what we're doing.
I did say for a fact that you guys had questions for me, especially for like the little catastrophe I had in that dude's shop.
Oh, I thought that was actually pretty cool, actually. And like, from the sound of it, he had it coming.
Hmm.
Well, listen.
My dude did not take very good care of your things.
Mainly to the fact that he didn't take good care of my blade. Especially the blade that I had worked over for 100 years ago.
I see.
Bladecraft, I'm guessing you guys saw what it looked like, right?
Yeah, we did. And if you touched it, something weird happened. I don't know what happened, but
Did you hear anything like a certain sound or voices?
no, I wasn't the one that touched it.
Well, who touched the blade then?
I don't remember who touched it.
It was me. I'm sorry.
Well, did you hear anything? Any voices? Any type of sounds?
I mean, it... Not that I can remember, it all happened all so suddenly, but I felt like something was trying to talk to me.
Yep, that'd be one thing coming from that blade. Okay. I'll give you guys a little quick version. That blade was made from the very first dragon I have ever killed in my years. My younger years.
Mm.
And let's just say, being that blade had very bad experiences, even when it was forged. Now here comes the long part of the story. I was in a society, a guild, family. Called each other the Blades. I only had one name that I went by, and that was Cynical. I didn't actually grow into my last name because, well, I'm going into war. I have to be cold, but I still had hopes up. I was pretty much young, reckless, and did things in my own way. Years go by to where I'm still at my pinnacle, probably near the middle age of adulthood, about 20, 23 in ASMR time.
Hmm.
Me, my best friend were fighting until he actually had to go away. Go away to the moment where he transformed into this dragon. The very first dragon to be discovered.
Hmm.
After that, winning the war, he looked me in my face as we had to bury all of our dead brethren, and said, "Use my bones and carve this into a weapon of unimaginable power." Once we got done burying over 100,000 bodies, and he went full dragon, I slayed him, making part of the blade that I am now regretting to make, or should have made. I made that blade with every single material I could find. Iron, steel, gold, glass, abyssal blood iron, obsidian, dragon bone.
Oh my.
I made that weapon, became a relentless killing machine, until one day, 300 years, I implanted a sword in stone, hoping I would never return to that fateful moment. Until one moment where calamity struck. I had to go back, resurface up my past, and take out that weapon, and slayed every single bastard until they were nothing. And I was once again crazed by that blade, to where at one moment, as you see him looking at his wife, I met her.
But you're saying the blade makes you crazy?
It can make you crazy, but you gotta admit, like, for me, I've been with that blade for years. So my
That's true.
mental health isn't pretty much the best in circumstances when using that blade. It just opens up old wounds. She helped me out
That's true.
as he looks at his wife. She helped me out whenever I was in a very dark spot. In fact, she's the main reason why I gave up on using that blade, but still kept it around just in case. In fact, I am getting a little bit more help than I used to have. All the torture that happened to me, it feels a little bit more lighter. Now I really need that blade, not to destroy it, but to make sure nothing else bad happens. As he
The
says,
other one kind of throws him a knowing look almost. He says, well, maybe we all can find something like that in life later on.
I'm gonna see like cough a little bit, like wipe his nose. But
Doesn't solve the thing of what do we do? The blade just can't stay out in the open like that if it's what you're saying it is.
the blade is very dangerous. If anything, if it gets into the wrong hands, you do not want to be on the end of that blade. The name of that blade and he's looking at all of you, and he pronounces the name. I need to know if anyone here can speak any of these 3 languages.
Got it.
Draconic.
Yep.
Okay. Primordial.
Nope.
Yep.
Or Celestial.
Nope. I know Primordial.
I know
Primordial.
2 out of the 3.
I'll say this: Primordial will only give you half of the dialect, not the full.
I know
Actually-
Draconic and Primordial.
I'll say this: when it comes to
And
any
there's
type of
also-
language that has the term, if it's like Dwarvish, like where it has like Elvish or like Novish, it can only give you half of the dialect, not the full circle. In the sense, Draconic, Primordial. You hear in Draconic, Eludo,
Usurper. Alright.
Destroyer of Heaven, Hell, and Earth.
But to me, it just sounds like he just goes.
He's screeching in Draconic.
It just sounds like he's like making a shart noise. Basically, is all I hear.
In Primordial, you hear Slayer of Unity.
Oh, alright.
And then none of us can understand the celestial part.
The Celestial part was just in case if you didn't. Now, Tarvold can, I believe, speak Celestial.
Yeah, he has to. All
Would
HCs
suck
know
if he
Celestial.
couldn't. Hey
Tarvold,
Gabe, does
Well, no-
Nimrod know celestial? Just asking.
Tarvold
I'm
is
not
immediate.
Nimrod. I'm just saying, because if that's the case, then your Azamar should know celestial. If all
Tarvold
Azamars just know
immediately
celestial.
says out loud, Fang of Deceit.
Hmm.
Sarah was also saying this out loud as well, the ones that she understood.
She says out Eludo, where as soon as she says like the form, she says elude, to where a screech happens out of nowhere.
What the hell? Did I say something I shouldn't have?
To where he's looking at you. If you say Eludo straight out loud, trust me, it's not gonna sound pretty. You can say it, it's just not gonna be what you think it's gonna be.
Alright.
And to spell
So-
Eludo, Eludo is Elududo. Eludo.
Eludo.
But- Basically, what I'm hearing is like, if we found a way to destroy the blade, you wouldn't be too heartbroken.
No, I'd definitely be heartbroken because there's also another thing about me.
Oh, right. Right, my bad. I'm sorry. That is.
There is
I was just trying to see what options there are.
There is medicine also on the bottom of the hilt. I have a little bit of a condition,
alright.
and I tend to keep medicine on the bottom of the hilt.
Tommy, the blade can't go running around. Someone's got to find it. But if the right people don't find it and return it, it's just gonna get sold or pawned off or something.
Well, from what I
Yeah,
heard,
you
from-
have to seriously make sure that it just gets, taken down.
I'm not destroying that blade. If anything, I give my promise to my friend. I would always make sure that blade is used for good. And I stand
Well,
by
then
my
that means
promise.
someone's gotta find it. Someone's
Well-
gotta find it then.
That weapon vendor mentioned to the fact that a person with barbed wire type tattoos had it.
I don't. We're not from around here. We wouldn't know who that is.
Hey, everyone, give me a memory check.
Memory check. That's history plus proficiency,
Nope.
right?
It was
No,
not history.
just
You're with.
I rolled a 9 plus 1. That's 10. Can it be intelligence plus proficiency?
I'll tell you,
21.
memory check is wisdom plus proficiency.
Dang, I would really like for it not to be wisdom right now.
It's not.
21.
The one thing about memory, it's not more of how
10.
much brain power you have. It's much more of you can remember. Wisdom. Wise.
10.
10. What, Falcon, what you roll?
What did you roll? I said a 10 already.
Did you
So
do...
2 10s and a 21. Damn.
So, 2 10s and 21. You did
We
do
both rolled a 10.
wisdom plus proficiency, Falcon?
Yes.
Alright.
Oh, if it's proficiency, then it's 13.
Alright, because it's your... You roll the dice, it's your wisdom plus proficiency for memory check. So, 13, 10, 21.
Yes.
Barbed wire tattoos. Immediately, whenever the weapons vendor said he was a strange man with barbed wire type tattoos and a very rough misdemeanor kind of jacket's very bulky, he's referring to Wolf.
Ah, shit.
Because the main person
boy.
that you guys remember that had barbed wire tattoos is Wolf.
Oh boy. Well, of course he
Oh.
is.
So Theramore definitely knows this. She's like, y'all know who that is, right?
13, kind of in the sense to where it's placating to one of the members.
I remember a guy that had tattoos, but I can't place it.
What about that?
It's kind of rugged
think
for
of,
you.
oh, sorry.
For like that 10, it's kind of
Think
rugged.
of the bar. The night at the bar. Ring
Oh.
any bells?
The one with the tattoos.
Yeah, ring any bells? The night at the bar when we were just got to town.
Are you talking about the Oh, that is Wolf, right?
Yeah, it's the wolf. He must be following us.
Well, no shit, man. I've seen him. We saw him after we did a direwolf quest. He definitely has an eye for us.
Well, no, but the dire wolf was still when we were back in the other town.
We aren't far from there, and he can move much faster than we can. Who's to say has eyes on us right now?
He very could have eyes on us right now. Oh, and Theramore's just gonna feel cynical in, and with what's going on with the Playa 9 and shit.
You know, if you can find a way to get that blade off of him and knock him out, bring him to me.
We will do that.
If
But
you
we're in
can.
no shape or form to fight him at the moment.
Mainly because if he
he's
has my...
pretty strong and powerful.
I would say to the fact, since he has my blade, he pretty much has proved his dominance. But I swear, anyone who goes by the name of Wolf, I don't know why, it just kind of pisses me off.
Yeah.
To where, like, his eyes kind of flash a little bit, to where he kind of just, like, straightens up a little bit, wipes his nose again.
Well, we definitely gotta figure out some way to get stronger then, if we're going to take on him.
If you want to do that, check the Blackwater bar.
Alright, we will.
Don't worry, it's still within the regions of Shimmer Glitter. Make sure you just check out Hardy Har Har Becca snickering over there. Just make sure you check out the bar. Don't worry, you'll see it. It's literally called the Blackwater Tavern.
Alright, thank you.
Alright. Where you guys walk
Theramore
out.
walks out.
You guys walk out.
Ooh. I'll go with her. Where are you going again?
I'm gonna look, but I'm not gonna go.
Dear God. What if... I'm going to the tavern that Cyninnical said that we could go if we need to find work and get stronger, so we can actually take on the wolf to get back the blade.
Oh yes. This is exactly what I was waiting for. Let's go.
I'll
Quickly.
sigh. I'll just be like, yeah, I get it. You don't think I'm
root
strong
beer.
enough yet?
Root beer, no, root beer. I'm on my way.
Diamore's just walking. She's stopped talking. She's probably
You
just
guys
she's
are
just walked off.
walking, and Tarvold immediately looks at you, Falchion, and it sends to you if you really think you can take on that wolf guy, even though he cynical, and we all pretty much just piece together that he probably has his blade. I doubt you can probably take him on.
I'm just gonna
Not at
huff,
our current state.
and I'll be like, no, not yet. Anyway, there's some things I need to perfect first,
If you think you can take him on,
and I'll just slowly
yes.
walk out without another word towards Theramore.
Theremore's
Yeah,
So
halfway to
what
the
I
war
mean
tower
by that
right now.
is towards where Theramore went.
you guys are walking
Ah,
straight.
okay.
You guys are all working together like 30 minutes straight to the bar known as Blackwater Tavern. As you can see, like a little sign. It looks Victorian, a little bit out of place of where like the street corner of like the whole entire stand is.
I love it.
To where you're
It looks so
looking
nice. I love it.
kind of like silo doors to where you see 3 figures jump out with a little bit of rim of plume of effect. To where you see it is 2 jackal animal folk hybrids and a hare folk bouncing on like their shoulders in the middle, a little bit shorter than them, as they are all saying, "Welcome to the Blackwater Tavern!" As a little bit of like plume of effects, kind of fireworks like.
So that's a nice little trick y'all did there. That's definitely a nice little welcome.
To where you kind of see like the hare folk flip from like the 2 jackals' shoulders as he is looking up at all of you. Okay, let's see what we got here. Make sure I'm correct on this. I think looking at you, Falchion, you're a hunter.
Believe he is.
Okay. Make sure I'm correct. He points to Demi. You're a flower. To where she like curtsies. Not bad. Looks at you, Theramore.
The bow could be kind of hard.
You are a hunter?
No, flower, actually.
Flower. Close.
I just can't use. The only weapons I can use are basically daggers and bows, but I prefer magics.
He looks at Tarvold. Bruiser. To where you kind of like see him immediately. Yep, about right. It looks at you, Solverine. Architect.
Well, the rapier might be a little bit tricky.
I pretty much am noticing the metal arm, so that gave it away.
Oh, astute. Yes, I am.
Well, I got 4 out of 5 right, so that's not bad. But make sure I don't get both of you 2 ladies confused. What type of flower are both of you?
Wild.
Wildflower. You kind of see Demi. Harmony. Oh, bard. Okay. Well, make sure you get this facting correct for me. And I want you to probably take a guess on what type of class I would be. As he kind of like is still on the ground. And
kind of weapons does he have on him?
looking on him, even though like he's like a hair gone, he's a rabbit, a hare. He is looking like, because he's like wearing bartender and like a host clothes in a sense, but he kind of has packing a few carrots on the side of his hip and one giant carrot on the back.
I want to say flower.
Wrong, actually. And you're not the first.
Oh.
I would say,
Alright.
are you a tower?
Wrong also, but you're more cold. Demi looks. Oh, I got it. You're a clipper. To the sense you sense him. Nope. You're a little bit almost out of the cold front. Tarvold's looking a Templar monk. Looking in the sense, no. But you're in the right area, so kind of warm. I'm guessing you guys are out of guesses?
What's that?
Well, I'm a free bird.
Alright. Free bird.
Freebird, rogue.
I see.
And noticing to the fact where he pulls out the carrots, to where you kind of see him like put his tooth on it a little bit, where you hear metal clang.
Oh, those aren't carrots.
And he look very closely. These are pristine glass daggers that take a colorization close to a carrot.
That's amazing.
He also pulls out the short sword on his back. Yep. I had to have a little animal folk friend of mine help me out. But then he puts a sword back on his back. I keep it classy. And you notice my sisters as he's like waving up to the two jackals as they are looking onto the sense. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of you. Do you want a booth, table, or is it either or? Doesn't matter to you guys.
Doesn't matter.
All right. So we're gonna see the girls open up the bar door, and you kind of just see the hair folk jump back on one of their shoulders and say, "Step on into Blackwater."
Okay.
Everyone just nods her head and steps on in.
You guys walk in as you see there like a boogie of the 9 of people, a few salesmen inside. There's like a little bar fight going on in the corner to where you kind of see like a few drunkards going at it, and like a few people go.
Oh.
I'm just gonna quietly, while all this is happening, I'm gonna kind of lean in. So I was told that we could find work here.
Tree kind of like leaned up right next to like the jackal with hair on the shoulder. Oh, yeah, I have like a few bit of a bounty board to where he hops down and goes back to like the bar table, immediately step on top of the bar, and like knocks on the clipboard. Here you go.
What's it look like?
There is a lot of bounties in Avon, mainly in the sugar.
Do I see the name Wolf?
You do
Sorry
not
if I'm jumping the gun a little bit.
You do not see the name of Wolf. Not
interesting.
Now, I would say during this whole entire thing, give me a perception.
Sure. 19.
Oh.
The thing that catches your eye, there's a little thing, especially for Solvery, in his little dilemma. Something catches your eyes. It's missing children.
Oh. I'm gonna try and inspect that closer.
You take the paper off the board, As it says, there's a grand total of 10 to 15 kids missing.
Now, knowing that Sovereign wasn't really from this island or this continent, it's like he got his hopes up for a second, but then it kind of, died down when he remembered. But still, the sight of that brings back some memories.
10 to 15 kids missing. And to the sense they don't know the whereabouts. And looking at it, it's like etching in your memory. Give me a wisdom save.
Oh boy. This is going to be worse because this is a negative. And that is 16.
Oh, that's good.
So that was about as high of a roll as I could get.
Say it again.
16.
I was looking into the sheet. It's kind of like an interface glitching to where it's a flash of what is now in your memory. And it's an instant flash to where it's you before the situation happened. A little bit after, a little bit before the situation. As it was just you and a few bit of kids just playing around in your whole entire thing. But as weeks go on, it shifts throughout weekly to where the big group of people that you're playing against starts getting smaller till you were just looking around. It's just you, as you hear a voice echoing as it's just you by your lonesome. Hey, as you kind of drift back into reality, into a sense where you see the pair of folk. Are you okay?
Sorry, I just it's nothing. Anyways, when can I do this job?
It's free up, and it's basically until you find the missing children. I don't know. The person just placed it up on the board.
I'm looking at it. Does it give a location that they would suspect that we should start looking, or anything like that?
Main look is part of this whole entire thing where it says missing children, and you would read on a little bit more to look for the main location. It's mostly pointing towards all of Avon, but there's also another thing in there to where it says missing teens and a few young adults.
It's all young people.
Okay.
Well, if that's the case, does it also have some warning things that might assist us of what we might encounter?
Warning, I can only give the warning of the sense not to the scroll. As signing out as a DM, full disclosure, what you're about to hear is not going to sound very good. Do not be alone for this. As a matter of fact, me in a big group like this, do not even think about doing anything what I'm about to say, or even attempt. If you hear anything like this, please call the local law enforcement.
Is this what I think it is?
You are looking deep to where it is immediately into the sense. Full disclosure, mutilation might be perturbed in this. To where there is a little list of. There were people signing this to where it was supposed to be done. There was multiple names on the people taking this quest. As you can notice, they have been marked out constantly.
Is there perhaps another quest that we can do? This gives me a very bad feeling.
No, we have to do this one first.
How do you know we have to do this one first?
It is important.
Tarvold
Those
looks
kids,
at
we
you.
need to save them.
Tarvold is looking at you, Sovereign. Are you okay?
From what
No, I'm not
you
okay, but those kids are doing worse.
we're looking at mutilation. Sovereign, I think those kids are already dead.
That's not true. Not all of them.
Don't get too emotional.
I'd
This
actually
might
like
be
to
a
agree.
foe we're not able to deal with quite
There's a
yet.
chance that they hit children, though. I think we should try them.
Tarvold
I'm
is
looking,
looking.
and on that
Yeah.
note, is there like I know how you said there's names signed off. Does it look like they're signed off in groups, or does it like people have written group names on there? Does it look like a lot of groups of people have attempted this, or just single people?
There have been single people and groups. And to the look of it, if you're looking to, like, you're looking at the bartender to where he is immediately like, if any full disclosure, there is a person that hung this up before. I'll give you the detail of where she. I think she might be him here actually, to where he's looking
Please.
around. There she is. To where you
I
kind of
think
see.
we should try this.
To where you see a.
Listen, let's not get too emotional here. Let's not get in over our heads. We're trying to get stronger so that we can deal with these threats, but I feel like even from me saying this, I feel like this might be a bit above our skill level currently.
Tarvold is looking
How
at
many
you.
people do you recommend to do this?
From the set of group, you already have 5 people, so that should be fine.
How strong were those people that signed up to do this?
They look like they just been adventuring for a while. Not like a few days, a while. Like, about 2-3 months.
Still newbies, huh?
In a sense, yeah.
Not newbies. I mean, less of newbies than we are. We barely started adventuring together, fellas. So I don't know what to tell you.
Well, if we can take down a few dire wolves, we should be fine.
Direwolves aren't serial murderers.
I don't know, Falchion. Is this coming from the same one that can talk a lot of smack and think that he can do anything, but is now backing down at this? As Tarvold is looking at you. All right, Becca.
Listen,
This is a growing moment for him. Just hear him out.
Listen. I don't want to see any more mutilation.
Neither do I, and that is why we have to stop it.
So you don't want to see any more
have-
mutilation, but you rather let it continue?
I don't understand your logic. I redact my statement.
Say
are not
we go
learning.
in there.
You are
Listen,
redacting.
say we go in there, stubborn as you are, thinking you're a hero. Heroes die. Especially when they think they're more powerful than they are. I should know that more than anyone.
So do ego death type pricks. Yet you're still breathing, aren't you?
I'm breathing because I know when to run away.
And you're running away at a time where we can stop something like this.
You all can go and try to stop this, but I'm telling you right now, we're dealing with a highly thought out, intelligent serial murderer, and I don't think we're prepared to deal with that.
So
Is there any other job we can take?
You see the...
There were plenty more. This is just the one that caught my eye.
We can do this one when we're more prepared. And believe me, I want to see those children saved, but I believe anything that is within vicinity of him is already dead.
So what's the stopping that if you're Hunter, like he is playing this even more, he's grabbing even more and killing even more while we're over here preparing for the worst? Because if anything, Falchion, you're not only just dodging this because of your little trauma that you won't tell us yet, you're also doing this into the fact where you can boost your ego and take on the man with a very giant weapon.
This isn't about that. I've already shut my ego down enough to admit that I'm not powerful enough to beat him how I am. I need to perfect some techniques. But I don't think jumping straight into a battle with something really strong is going to solve anything. Just like going straight to the man with the weapon isn't going to solve anything either. We need to get stronger first.
Well, we never were
As much
in the
as I
first
hate
place.
to admit it. Listen, if you all are set on this, you can go do that. But I am warning you, you are signing your own deaths by accepting this quest.
Well, at a certain extent, we're signing our own deaths by doing the direwolf quest. If we were careless, they could have overcome us. But we took care of it, didn't we?
Mainly you hear Demi? And mainly to the fact, you pretty much sign your death warrants, even though it wasn't full intent, you pretty much just made yourself a whole entire target for Wolf. So you pretty much already signed that death warrant. What else is there more to lose?
Yes, I'm a target for Wolf, that's why I need to get stronger first. But you don't get stronger by dying.
You don't get stronger by running away.
I think it is going to be a challenge, but the challenge is what will make us stronger. I hate to you are chickening out. And
Say you go straight from walking on a tightrope in a
that could be
bucket.
so racist.
Listen.
That could be so racist against Eric Harker.
Listen to me, you bastard. Say you stretch a tightrope across a bucket. You walk across it and all of a sudden you feel like you can take over the world. You want to go and stretch a tightrope on a volcano now. But what happens? You've only walked a tightrope 1 foot in diameter. What happens if you slip when you're 10 feet in? You die. You can't jump straight from a bucket to a volcano.
You can if you have
I
long
see
strider.
what you're saying.
You can, but it's a death wish.
You can fly, so I don't get this analogy.
This is an analogy for people like you who can't fly.
In looking to, like you said, Tarful, in looking to Grace, you are chickening out when people could use our help.
Yes, chickening out. Haha, very funny. I'm a bird.
Oh, it's not even a bird plate. That's just you being a pussy.
You take that back.
Does it look like I'm taking anything back? Or do you actually want to help
No.
I
us?
feel like we should do this.
And that's why I think you all can go die if I care.
Then
See
you're
if I
on
care.
Then you're on your own again, Falchion. After all, it's only just
I've
a
always
booster
worked
ego.
better on my own.
Do you leave out Tarvel? Like, do you leave out Falchion?
I'm just saying, Falchion believes he's always worked better on his own.
You're saying this to the fact to where Tarvold is literally looking at you, and you're just gonna die like every single person, boosting their ego just because you prove I can work better alone. I can better myself.
No. Hold up.
To the
No.
sense.
Let's not do this. This is not how we solve things. We do not solve things by yelling back and forth at each other.
You are running away when we need you the most, where people need you the most, and you run away? Falchion,
You want me to go with you and die?
give me a wisdom save.
You don't know we're gonna
let's do
die.
this.
Who is saying this? Torvald?
You just
Tarvold,
Natural 20.
as soon as you do that, you get a big precursor of your memory a little bit, to where you went on one mission that was to protect every single person, and you came back afterwards. Something bad happened. For doing your job, something happened. From protecting
Yes,
someone,
I did my job poorly, and
Something
I
happened.
suffered the consequence.
but you still went. Nothing dragging you
I
down.
did still go. I still went, but I paid the ultimate price.
By trying to save a few people, more died, but at what cost? Someone was still alive. To where in that moment, Tarvel is mentioning, you're going to let a lot of people die just because you want to get stronger and better, but leave probably a lot of people dead.
I think it's worth
Marvel,
the
you're
risk.
right. You all are right. People will die, but people are dying every day.
Yeah,
I
by
say
illnesses.
we could be among them if we go into this journey. I don't think
I
this
think
is
it's
the
worth
right
the
thing
risk.
for us to do.
I don't care if it's not the right thing. It's worth the fucking risk.
We can get
Is it
more.
now?
It's possible we can get
You're
more
talking to the
information.
teacher, the one who teaches
Right.
children.
Do
This
you
is pulling at her heartstrings more than you can
looking
imagine.
looking at you, Tarvel? Do you not even one grasp of information before we even jump into the crossfire of even trying to plan out every single move? If we get into combat, we figure it out then, before getting there to where everything is gone for the thing that we're trying to fight for, the thing that we're trying to get paid for too.
Look,
At this
now
point,
I understand.
At this point, I've turned away from all of you, and I'm looking at that guy, and I'm saying, "Hey, can you please just tell me if there's any other quests? I just want to know."
And I'm just kind of like agreeing
I'm
with
tuning
Torvald.
out. I'm tuning out everybody else.
I'm agreeing with Torvald, and I'm like, yeah, if worse comes to worse, we don't have to just rush in. We can do some scouting, and that would probably be better. It's better to do a little bit of scouting before we just run straight in.
Okay, my ears perk when you say that, and I'm gonna tell the guy. I'm gonna say, "Has anyone who accepted this quest come back alive?"
A
I think
Tell me the
Shannon would
truth.
be the best.
A handful of
Course
And if they
people.
have, I want to speak to them.
If you want the answer, how about you stop interrupting me first?
Sorry, I wasn't finished with my thought.
About 3 people came back, and it was just a group of 3.
Where are they? I'd like to speak with them.
They're in the bar, but I doubt they want to speak about that.
And let's find out why not.
How about you ask the
And I
woman?
say you all.
How about you
say
ask the
you
woman
all
on the
should pay
contract on the
attention.
paper? And how about you?
So you all.
How about you pay,
Yeah, you
pay
all should
attention
listen
too?
carefully to what they say.
How about you also pay attention, Burfolk? Because you're too busy
I'd say
cutting me off.
that I'm doing this so that I can pay attention.
Then don't cut me off. If you were going to listen to me, and if you want to know a little bit more information, look on the paper, and the woman is actually in the bar. I was just about to disclose that until you immediately started bursting out yelling. Because you can get more
I'm
information
turning and I'm going
by
to the
talking
woman.
to the client. As
I like that idea.
you see him point right there, she's the Fuhrerbulb right there in the checkered scarf.
I'll bow my head to the quest giver, the man behind the counter, and I will say, "Thank you."
He's not behind the counter. He's
And I
on the bar top.
That's what I mean.
You are late to
Same.
the party, man.
Tomato, tomato. Tomato, tomato.
I
At least
still
I knew
don't
he was
even
on a
care.
bar counter. Fellas,
I
don't
don't-
sweat that minute detail. Anyhow,
Yeah.
I'm going over to where the woman is,
You all walk over to where the woman is.
and I'm going to ask her, "Hey, you put up this quest, right?"
Or
You kind of see she is half Fuhrerbulb and a little bit orc, because her skin is a little bit olive-like, but still keeping a turquoise look to it.
Half Fuhrerbulb, half orc.
Do a little thing as if she's looking at you. Yes, actually, yes. I was the
Can you-
person to put it up there.
Can you tell me a bit about what's happening?
Easy to the fact that my children have been missing for a while. And I've been looking for them weekend on weekend, to where I've been hearing the exact same thing happening in the neighborhoods.
What have you seen?
I haven't seen anything
What have you
else.
heard?
I've mainly heard that every single time they tried to look for their children and they went back home, especially for me, as she puts a doll on the table. There's a doll at the front door of their home. And I don't know actually why it's like this.
Looking back to the man at the bar, and I'm like, why did he even tell me to talk to her? She doesn't know anything. I'm not
Mainly
saying
to the
this out loud.
sense, mainly into like the sense of fact, he did say talk to the client. Mainly to the fact he wasn't just talking to you, Falchion. He was talking to everybody else because he's looking at you.
Yes,
He can
they
tell you're not a
already.
people. He's looking at you and telling you're not a people person. So he pretty much said it to everybody.
Yes.
Hey,
Although,
I have a couple
can you
questions for
relay
you.
any more?
if
Yeah,
all
go
you're
right
trying
on.
to do is convince me to take this quest, I say that's not enough. I need information. I need to know what people have seen, what we're dealing with.
Before he finishes the thought, I'm gonna be like, don't mind my friend. He's not trying to pull any strings, so to speak. He wants to know for good reasons. He doesn't want to do this if he feels like he's risking his life. He wants to know the dangers that we might face. If you could, please.
Well, if any sense, my name is Repu. 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 Repu Rufina, in a sense.
REPU?
Yeah, Repu, or she did give her full name, Repufina. R like Repufina for the full version of the name. Repufina,
Okay.
As
yes.
for one thing, it's worth it no matter what the risks are.
Mainly to the sense, it's what all of us know is that we would be perfectly fine outside in our homes, and then our children would be gone immediately. Left with these dolls, I still don't even know to where you guys are talking and trying to get like a little bit of information. The doll starts to twitch a little bit.
Arcana.
I'm going to investigate it.
Arcana check immediately.
Arcana investigation. Go ahead.
I suppose they're
I
the same
gotta
thing. I'll
roll.
also do Arcana.
That's
No,
a 22.
I'm gonna do an
no,
Arcana.
it's a choice. It's you got to choose between either Arcana or investigation.
30-20.
Oh yeah,
30,
true.
20?
My investigation's better.
22 for Sabri.
22.
22 investigation for Falcon.
All right. To where I'm gonna give out the Arcanas first. You are glaring at the doll as it's starting to twitch. There's something imbued on it. Something unholy. Something
Foul
very,
aura.
something very unholy. Twisting, in a sense. And like, there's weird, like, it looks like there's barbed wire wrapped around, in a sense, but like, it looks like just a basic yarn doll, but it's twitching in a sense. And like, moving around, like, a good twitch, a little shake, and like, the pulsating a little bit of aura. It's just wicked, not like amazing wicked, just wicked, like terrible. Now for the investigation. You are noticing as it's like twitching, it's going at like a pace, kind of like a heartbeat, like a standard heartbeat. It's kind of like moving around, finicky. In depths for a little bit of the investigation, you kind of see like something kind of opaque through, like a little blotch of something on there. Looks like that 22. It looks like tissue.
Is that for the investigation, or is those the Arcana?
That's the
The second
investigation.
one was the investigation.
It looks like living matter on that doll. Yeesh. This is a interesting foe we're dealing with.
At this point, I'm looking around for the 3 people that they were talking about that took up this quest before.
You can see
I know they
they're
won't
like
talk, but
they're right behind you into the sense. I want you to give me an insight sovereign.
oh yeah, what are they looking at this doll for?
They're
might
not
be
looking.
a little bit.
They're not
freaky.
looking at the doll. It's the party that you're wondering.
Woohoo! 16.
The party that you're wondering, they're not looking at any doll. They are trying to drink, but you can see on their faces they are mortified.
Yeah. Yikes.
To where like they go to try to drink, they are shaking. To where like they are hesitating on even taking a sip because as soon as they look at their liquid, they kind of jolt, put down the glass, and it's like immediately getting up as slow as they can to go like walk out, and they are mortified.
Doesn't look like they want to talk.
Just since you see her
I don't.
consider keep talking.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Continue, Theramore.
I feel like we should still give it a try no matter what.
You see,
I'm starting to feel conflicted.
I don't feel
Rapurina,
conflicted at all.
she starts continuing on. She's looking at it. It keeps twitching. I don't know what that means, but there's a part
Get away
of
from
me.
it.
There's a part of me that knows that something has to do with this.
I don't think you should be near it.
As
It is frightening people. It is disgusting to look at.
to where
What if it's a beacon of sorts, though?
It is not a
Like,
good
what
one
if
if that is the case.
Well, no, what if it... I don't know, what if it's, some way, connected to wherever he's keeping them? Or she's keeping them? We don't know what we're dealing with.
you kind of hear a little bit coming from the twitch. Oh, from the twitch, a little voice resonates. Help! Help! Please help! 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 Mom!
Do you recognize that voice?
As you kind of see her hearing out, she puts her hand to her mouth.
Hey, you in there? Can you hear me?
You try responding back. Help, please. It's coming back. It's coming back.
Hey, say something.
Please,
Respond to me. Let me know you can hear me.
please stay away. Stay away. To where a twitching happens even more to where it stops.
When I see it shaking really bad and being like that, I grab my dagger and I throw it into the doll.
Do you really want to do that?
Do I?
Right, do you
I'm
really
doing it
want to
right
do
now.
that?
I just
Oh,
did.
I'm going to move to catch the dagger, even if it stabs me.
Give me a soul. We're gonna call this an athlete. No. Since
Dexterity saving
finesse,
throw.
it's gonna be finesse if you're going to try to catch the dagger, Falchion. So we're gonna go off your dexterity. It's gonna be your sense of roll to hit, if you're gonna catch it.
Roll to hit, but add my dexterity modifier.
Yes,
Do I roll to hit?
you're rolling to hit the doll. So yes,
21.
I got a 22, baby.
you are immediately to catch the dagger as soon as he tries to throw it in there.
Do I roll damage?
You
I
do
caught
not
it.
damage him to where he catches it from the tip
Okay, good.
of the blade. Not enough.
Maybe
to
if
cut
he
his
rolled a
hand.
little under it, it would have been a little bit more,
He was able to full on catch the dagger.
It's like from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure where Anubis swings the sword and Star Platinum just claps it and catches it in the air and he takes no damage.
In a sense, but since you were more finesse, this is more of your critique to where you actually just catch it with the tips of your fingers.
Ever since we started watching JoJo, everything's a JoJo reference.
Apparently so. But to the sense,
Apparently it is.
you catch the
Yeah,
dagger.
yeah,
What do you do?
I'm looking Sovereign dead in the eye and I'm like, can't you understand this? This doll holds the consciousness of a child.
No, so a child is speaking through it. It is not a child. There's
But
something else
actually,
wrong with
I think
it.
he might be right. I think this might hold the consciousness of the child.
Demi is literally immediately that poor child. Like, what type of monster would do something like this?
I think we need to get the whole bar to come help us with this. All who
I don't
want to
think-
save children who are being mutilated by creepy people, say aye.
No one's gonna come with us. It's just gonna be us four or
What, so
five.
you are all heartless.
I'm glaring
You
at
care
you,
not
Sovereign.
for these children.
I'm glaring at you, Sovereign, and I'm saying, see, all these people here think with their minds, not their hearts. Please use logic and not rely on
I'm
your
using
emotion.
both. I'm
As I
going
hand
to
your
do this
dagger back
with or
to you.
without any of y'all.
As you guys are doing, like almost trying to do it, you hear another voice screeching out. And for a good like for anyone, let me know your guys' passive perception real quick.
Balls.
13.
13.
11.
11. Thorvald is pretty good. I think it's around a 13 as well. To where, and I'm going to play this song. Immediately, this is a new song, and I will be putting this in the disclaimer. You hear a voice very cryptic. Well, who told you little guys to wake up? After all, you should be in a little bit of a deep sleep. And I plan to make sure that you guys are sent to a greater purpose. To where another high-pitched screech and scream comes from the doll. Oh, but
Yeah, the doll's a different connected to this kid.
Now, for anyone that is trying to listen in to the little story, you will not be able to come and get these little guys until you help me out with a little ordeal myself.
I'm gonna plug my ears at this point.
I don't think it's coming from out there. I think he's speaking in our minds. That
I
would
think
be
it's
nothing.
speaking through the doll,
Yeah, speaking to the doll.
which is why I'm plugging my ears.
I'm gonna keep doing
Because
what
I don't
to
want
do.
to hear what his ordeal is.
I will plug my ears just because I want to see if there's anything different.
I want to make
As
sure
a player, not as a,
the whole entire claymation of flesh that I'm going to rip and tear from these little guys here. Now, turn these little suckers into my image of perfect creation. Haunting creation.
I know who this guy is. You just now figured it out.
Time to rip
It wasn't sticking. It wasn't sticking
Rip.
at first.
into cinders. Rise to the infection of Physique, as I'm going to end for tonight.
I know who this guy is.
I know.
It's like I know.
Closing to the chapter of tonight to Haunting Chill's story, as another drive of cutting in flesh and screams are liquidating straight through the doll.
fucking event's coming.
Continuing on, this is going to be a very short session because we kind of did start late. But either way, I'll catch you guys down the road in a little bit throughout in the storybook. Goodbye, my dreamers.
No! I don't
Then
want to
why
go
does
to
the-
sleep!